Hey Amud Aleph Mishnah Ein edim nas and zomimim yizma et atzman. And you can have different perushim. What does it mean et atzman there? So Kate said, what's the case? Amr made him anu beish ploni shahareg it's a nefesh. He killed, so A killed B. Amr lehem hey chatam edim sharei nereg zeh or horeg zeh hayimonu. So A couldn't kill B on Monday because A was with me in Disneyland. Disneyland seems to be the place where you go if you're not killing people. Oto hayom b'mokim ploni. Ein elus that's not called zomimim. Aval amru lehem hey chatem edim. How could you give edus? Sheharei atem hayisim imanu. So this is the again imanu hayisem is like the classic case, but the Mishnah Taka says hayisim imanu. Oisa hayom b'mokim ploni. Here elu zomimim. So how do you get the zomimim? You don't say A didn't kill B. You say you were with us in mokim ploni. V'neheragin al pihem. Now, there, the edim zomimim are killed because of the second aid. So you have the first cat of edim give edus on the nidon. They're saying what the nidon did. The nidon did something. He probably killed somebody, or he stole money, or something like that. Then comes the second cat, and the second cat says, Imano hayisem, you were with us at that time, so therefore we kill cat 1. If the second cat come and say, A was with us, and he didn't kill B on Monday, so then we don't kill the edim, we don't kill the first cat. So the big question is, why do we believe the second cat rather than the first cat? Because it's just basically kichosha, where they just master each other. Cat A says A killed B, and cat B says no, you didn't, and then we kill the first one. Why don't we just not believe them? And again, if they say A was with us as opposed to the edim was with us, so then it's just kachosha, it's just a contradiction, and nothing happens. It's just we don't know. We're in suffix, so we don't know. But all of a sudden we're killing them. So why do we kill them? So the Perish HaMishnah to the Rambam. Amar v'hine eid sheker, lomer eid sheker, ad shetia eidus al ha'edim atzman. So how do we have it? Only when you have the edus is on the edim themselves. Lo al hadavar she'edu. So this is going to be the big difference. If you want to explain how does it work, it's that they're giving the edus on the edim themselves and not on the thing that they are giving edus on it. If they're arguing what they're arguing on what they're giving edus about, he edus mukacheshes. So the first cat says A killed B. And the second cat comes and says A didn't kill B. They're not saying anything about the edim themselves. They're saying about what the edim are giving the edus about. So this is the edus on they're not giving the edus on the gufa edus. They're giving edus on the guf of the edim. So the edus come and they say A killed B, that's the edus. And then if other edim come and say that the edus that you're giving is not true, he didn't kill B, whatever it is, B's alive, whatever it is, that's the edus. So the gufa edus that they're arguing over. If they're arguing over the gufa edus, then we don't know what the edus is. If they're arguing on the gufa edim, then we're saying, well, I don't know. So for example, if you have edim who are mechal Shabbos b'fer hesia, so then they're posel la'edus. So two people come to Beis Din and they say A killed B on Monday. Then come a second cat of edim and say that the first edim are mechal Shabbos. Now our nidon is not at all on whether A killed B. Our nidon is whether we can believe the first people as to whether when they said A killed B, do we believe them or not? And therefore the whole edus which they said about A killing B is up in the air because we don't believe them anymore. Two people come into Beis Din, we believe them. Edim, there's a kosher yid, we believe them. So then they are, so we makabel the edus. Then people come and say, you can't believe those edim that just came in. So if you can't believe the edim, so therefore there is no edus. So this is the basic idea of what you call the svara, if you want to say that it's a svara. So therefore they're giving a edus on the gufa edim, and once they give on the gufa edim, we don't know, there is no edus. Since there's no edus, it's not we believe the second cat over the first cat. The second cat are saying the first edus are not edim. So we're just believing the second one, and the first one therefore lose their ne'emonos. They lose their believability that they had as being kosher edim. So again, continuing the Rambam again, this is the parish of Mishnah. Vergam al pihem kloimar yeroga edim al pi elu shal simon vafal pi shehem trei v'trei. So again, this is always going to be the big question of why we're going to kill the edim zomim. This two verses 2, because the edim atzmum, it's on the edim themselves. The eno noges le'etzem edus, but we're not actually referring to the edus itself. The eno nogim le'etzem edus. The kiyumo or levatula. So we're not saying whether the edus they gave is good or bad. All we're saying is that the edim, that they're giving edus from the edim themselves. We have something similar in the chinuch. But asher ta'amin, why are we going to believe the Torah's achroinim al rishonim? Why do you believe the second one over the first one? Lo yedanu tam bar b'zeh. I don't know why. Achein hekid li echad min chachamim. Some big chacham told me kitzat tiny b'davar, a little bit of a ton of a davar. Ki a Torah tamim edim, because the Torah believes edim. Vein safek shilu edid shnei edim kasherim al shalosha anashim or yotze sheharagu es nefesh. So 2 people come and say 3 people killed someone. For sure, we're going to believe them. We believe the 2 that are giving edus. Afilu yechushim hamarubim. I'm not fully sure what he's talking about here. We don't believe the second set of this. If there's chachasha, so we don't believe it. It could be the marubim if they're the baldin. The baldin says I didn't do it. We don't believe the baldin. So if 2 edim come and say A killed B and A said I didn't do it, we don't believe A. If you just have people, so the edim, the Torah believes edim against the baldover. So the baldover's word we don't believe. Obviously other edim we are going to believe. So since the 2 people saying A killed B, or an A is 3 people, or 3 people stole things from the Louvre, so actually they stole the vehicle that with the ladder. They stole that in a town called Louvre, and they say that they actually wanted to get caught. But anyway, you have edim that say that 3 people stole from the Louvre. The 3 people say we didn't. We don't believe the 3 people because they're the baldover. We don't believe the baldover. Keneged the edim saying making them the baldover. Uba edim zomimim kamo kain acher sheha achronim edim ala edim. Since the second set become the edim saying you were with us. Atzman loimer lehemi mono hayisem shezehu ikar hazama chazru harishonim balei dava rachronim edim. So you create the case. That now, again, you're not contradicting what they're saying. You're not saying A didn't kill B or A didn't steal. You're saying that now you're turning the edim zomim into the baldover. When you turn the edim into baldover, we don't believe the baldover are connected to the edim. When edim says you killed them, and they say I didn't kill them, I didn't steal. You don't believe the baldover connected edim, and therefore, again, the baldover has to bring edim connected the edim, but the edim themselves.
All right, can you say that again? So. What, you're turning the edim into the baldover?
You turn the edim into the baldover because you're saying to the edim that you were with us, and they're saying what? We weren't with you. Well, I don't believe you. So you're giving edus about the you're saying what the edim did. You're giving edus on the edim. You're not giving edus. So again, the edim come and say A killed B. The second edim don't say A did anything. I don't care. Maybe A did kill B. All I'm doing is I'm making you the baldover, and we always have the case of that. Now I'm saying that you were with us, and now it turns out if you were with us, you couldn't have seen it, whatever. But you're the baldover, just like you're saying A killed B and A's the baldover. I'm saying that you were with us. Now you're the baldover, and you always believe the edim over the baldover, and therefore we believe the second cat of edim. So now there you have svaras as to why we believe the second edim. So the Rambam in Hilchos Edus. So we have again Enis Hachoshes is just A killed B, A didn't kill B. Fine, you don't punish any of them. I don't know which ones are lying. So what's the difference between Chachosha and Hazama? Chachosha be'edus atzma zosemeres haya davar hazeh, v'zosemeres lo haya davar hazeh. So that's Chachosha. One says it happened, the other says it didn't happen. Or Yavo Miklal Divrei Shalahai, or there's or we understand from his words that it never happened. The Hazama be'edim atzman, but the Zama again is on themselves. Ve'elu edim jerizumim einu yodim im ne'ene davar lo Lo haya. So if I say imano hayisim, I don't know if ekil be or not. I'm not saying anything about what they're edim on. I'm just saying that I'm giving edus on the edim atzman, which is basically what we've seen up to now. So already eluzum v'necharin or mishams, they have to do it. Hoel v'ha'edim shozumim lo hashkichu al atzma al edus klal im emes or sheker. So that the edim, they never said what you were saying are true or not. We never said any of that, and therefore, just like we said before, now here he's given a tam, just like we've seen so far, that there's a tam as to why we believe the second set and not the first set. And then in the halacha gimel says Shemin Torah edus harchonim ala edim rishonim gezeres kosavu. So this is a bit of a turnaround here in the Rambam after giving all these tam and all these reasons as to why we believe the second set. He's just saying, it's a gezeres kosav. Now the Meforshin on the Rambam explain that he's coming here. This is Bava Kama. I am base. I'm a base, and we have this Gemara Itmar Eid Zoimim. Abai Amar lemefreya hu nifsol, Rava Amar mikamal haba hu nifsol. So the case would be like this: that the edim zomim come on, or the first cast come on Sunday and they say ekil b. Then the second cat come on Monday and say that imano hayisem, or let's say, on Sunday the first cat says ekil b, and then on Monday the first cat say B stole $100, and then on Tuesday comes cat B, whatever Z, and says that on A mono hayisem, for whatever that. So A didn't kill B. Whatever you gave Adus on Sunday, that couldn't be true because you were with us. So the mafreya hu nifsol means that on Tuesday when they gave the Adus in mono hayisem. So the simple idea is this Rava Mikan Lahaba, that they only become postulators from Tuesday. Once the second set of Edim come and say Imano Hayisem, only from then on they're postulators, and therefore obviously we don't believe them on the original Edis, but any further Edis we don't believe them. Obviously if we kill them we're not going to believe them, but if they just say he stole money and they have to pay, whatever. So now they're only postulators Mikan Lahaba, from the Tuesday when the fifth set come and says Imano Hayisem. However, according to Abaye, Limafreya, going back to when they said their Adus as Edim Zomimim, when they said on Sunday A killed B, and it came out later in the week that A killed B, that Imano Hayisem. Therefore, when they said B stole money before they were made Edim Zomimim, that's also postulatus, because Limafreya hu nifsol. So Abaye Amar, Limafreya hu nifsol, mihahu shaisa da asahid hu have le rasha. So when they gave the edus of the zomim ekil b, they're Rasha because it wasn't true. Whatever v'hatayra amra al teshet Rasha. So you can't aid. You can't make a Rasha an aid. So they became a Rasha immediately from that time. Rava amar mikanu lahabahu nifsol aid zomim chidushu daha trevi traininhu. So Rava says it's a chidush daha trevi traininhu. My chazit tzayis lahani. So this is the big suffix. Why it's 2v2? Why you listen to the second one? We should listen to the first one. Now halacha, when we have Rava and Abaye, who do we posken like? Rava. So therefore, that's how the Rishonim they explain here, or the Achronim explain Rambam here, Gezeres HaKosav, who that even though he's given Tamim, it's a Gezeres HaKosav, and that's going like Rava here, that he's saying Eid Zomim is a Chidushu, and it's Trey v Trey. Why we listen to one when we should listen to the other? Who knows? It's a suffix, so therefore it's a Chidush in the Torah that Eid Zomim that we are postling them. Now the Halacha Mishnah on this halacha in the Rambam, it's the Halacha Beit. Again, Rambam says the Gezeres HaKosav in Halacha Gimel. But here, Lechem Mishnah, Lo hunakli b'divrei haTorah. So the Torah says, like we saw earlier, that it's a svara. Why do we need this reason? The Gemara says it's a chidush. So what's the Torah doing? Giving us a tam, giving us a reason for all this. So we saw it in Daf there. We saw it in Meruba. It's also in Sanhedrin. Mashma te'ein ledavar tam. So therefore it's mashma le'ein ledavar tam. Now we have a big problem with this. And we'll get into it. Mihu lezeh yesh lo midah hator svara le dema shehuzkar kein b'gemara hu aliba derava. So wow, but he's explaining the Torah. Now again, the Lechem Mishnah is a defender of Rambam. He's a pirush on the Rambam, so he's going to be defending Rambam. We're not going to see his defense of Rambam, which is going to bring out this idea which he's bringing in the Torah. So he's saying the Torah is going keneged Rava. The Rava is the one that says it's a chiddush in the Torah. Mashma that Abaye holds it's not a chiddush in the Torah. Since it's not a chiddush in the Torah, Abaye's good. Yeah, we have svaras. It's no problem. The Amor Eid Zayman Mikan Lahabahu Nifsul Aval Abaye the Kaimalan Kavase Isleid Lemafreyahu Nifsul Lislei Chiddush Ele Sovet Yesh Bedavar Yesh Tam V'hu Tam Shenitzan Hator. And then says Lachimish Aval Ein Das Rabbeinu Kain. Now here we have halachas like Rava against Abaye, except in 6 cases. What are the 6 cases? Ya'al Kagam. Now, for whatever reason, the 6 cases really come up in most. The yeshiva does about 20 chapters, and like in those 20 chapters, pretty much most of the Ya'al Kagam come up, and we go like Abaye. So the Yud is Yesh Lo Midas. Kids are doing that first. Oh, la halach like Abaye. The ayin. What does ayin stand for? Eid Zomam. Eid Zomam lemafreya is the ayin of Ya'al Kagam. Amar Abaye, Amar lemafreyahu nifsul. There's the big hay there. Rava Amar, and there's nothing there. So therefore, in the Ya'al Kagam, we're passing it like Abaye. So for the way the Lechem Mishnah is learning the Torah, we have here a maklokas achroinim as to whether there's a tam, whether the second cat of edim is believed or not. So he's learning. He says the Abaye says it's svara why the second cat of edim is believed, but Rava holds that it's a chiddush. Rava Amar Mikan La'aba. It's a chiddushu, and therefore there's no tam. And therefore, the Lechem Mishnah in the Torah is explaining that it's a machlokas achroinim. However, he brings in the Rambam because the Rambam doesn't hold that way, and that even though halacha is like a bay in lemafreya, they both hold the chiddush and the ayin sham how he explains it. But again, the Torah and others again are learning the halacha. It's a svara, and again l'chayra. It's if you're actually going to learn something, you may as well learn a svara in it. Rather than, it's a chiddush. So back in the Mishnah. So ba'u acherim v'huzumam, ba'u achronim v'achzumam, afilu mea kulum yehargu. Now, what's the case here? So we had the first cat come and say A killed B. Second cat come and say Imano hayisem. Ba'u acherim. So the third cat come v'hazumim v'hazimum. So what's the case? What do they say? What's the third cat saying? So the Pashtus is that so the third cat say Imano hayisem to the second cat.
Right, and so you would you could say that maybe the second cat's disproven. Sorry.
Ba'u acherim, the third cat say A killed B. The hazimum, and the fourth cat say Imano hayisem. Or the second cat say. So the way that most Meforshim explain this, Ba'u acherim is that cat number 3 say A killed B. The hazimum is that the first cat, the second cat number 2 says Imano hayisem. Ba'u acherim, a fourth cat come and say A killed B. The second cat say Imano hayisem.
Right here. So the second cat.
The second cat says Imano hayisem. Kulam yahargu. Then you kill everybody. The second cat said Imano hayisem. Right. So the ba'u acherim is going on a new hashaedu alav ke'edus harishonim. The edus rishonim said A killed B. V'hizimu elu hashnayim, the kat shnayim she'azumu et harishonim hazimu gam et ha'achronim. So cat 1 says A killed B, 2 says Imano hayisem, 3 says A killed B, 2 says Imano hayisem, 4 says A killed B, 2 says Imano hayisem, and so on. You kill them all. Right, comes Rabbi Yehuda, Oimer, Isatid he, Zu. It's an Isatid. So Isatid is a Hakat Hazot Kat Shel Edus Sora. The Satati. Satati again is I don't know what the Yud's going to say, but the Satati is some type of paint. So there's some type of it's like a red paint. It's some type of ruse. Something's going on here. So they're going to. They had an eitzah between them. They're going to do zimum on everyone who comes. Anyone who's going to give edus the ekel b, we're just going to say monoisa. Okay, so kachel edus sarat. So when they say monoisem, so then it's a sorrow. It's a bad edus, and we don't believe them. Okay, so we have a maklokas. The rabbanan are going to say we kill all the cats. We kill 1 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, even up to 100. We kill them all because imano haisem. Rabbi Yehuda says no. It's a isatit, and the first only kill the first one. Now, which is more poshut, the rabbanan or Rabbi Yehuda? What would you say if this came before you were based in? Are you going to go like the Rabbanan, or you think that Rabbi Yehuda is obvious? So yeah, you can have events. You can have events where everyone's there. So again, let's say it's where are from? Let's say I was at the football event. I was at the stadium. There's 50,000 people at the stadium, and obviously you don't have 50,000, but like in your area, let's say Israel was playing Ireland. And then all the Irish, and you see all this, and everyone's there, so they saw them all. How could you be there? You could have people don't want to get married on the Super Bowl day, and it's just like, and it's like where were you? At the time, like I was with you at the Super Bowl party. You were there. You have thousands of people at this event, and you say you saw them, and then So the Rabbanan say what the hell's the problem? Imano Hayisem. And Mano Yisem. What's the problem? What the hell's Rabbi Yehuda doing here? Mano Yisem, there's no. But what he says here, we're gonna kill the first one. So the Gemara on him a base. He says here if you look Kas Rishon and Nami law. So according to so the pashas of Rabbi Yehuda is that the Katz Shnia they're talking nonsense, right? Mano Yisem. But they're out to get them, but why did we kill the first one? What the hell are you talking about? Don't kill the first one, it's an instant. They're out to get him as well. So why did the before we knew that this, there we already killed him. What the hell is the point that the Mishnah telling you? There's no halacha here. The Mishnah is telling you, if someone's already dead, then you can't unkill them. What the hell is the point? Like, I don't care. Like whatever. I don't need the Mishnah to tell me this. There's no chiddush there. Eila amarava hachikamor im eino eila kat achas nehereges iketafei ein nehargen. Now again, this is a very poor chiddush. If there's only one cat saying imano hayisem, we kill them. And if they say to imano hayisem with more than one, then we don't kill them. But obviously we know that if there's only one cat, you're going to kill them. That's what's the whole din of Adam's own. Imano hayisem, and you kill them. The chiddush would be Tefei, you don't kill anybody. So really the Chiddush Rav is Tefei, we don't kill anybody. Bilvad Kamor. So Bilvad Kamor is that one of them only is killed, meaning Bilvad. In other ones, if there's only one cat, so you kill the cat. Just the first cat. If you have to have multiple, in order to have, we're only killing one. Only this one alone is killed. Means there's other ones you're not killing. So therefore, Rav's Pshat doesn't really make any sense, and the Gemara says Kasha. Now, I think we did on one of the videos a while ago that there's a Rashi. I went into all the Rashis and said I have no idea where it is, but if you just look through all the hundreds of hours of everything, I'm sure you'll find it. Rashi has a thing basically where it says Tiyufta, then it's a knockout for the Amoira, and we don't makabel the teretz. And if it's a kasha, there's a teretz, we're just not giving it right now. Now one of the teretz, I think someone brings it. The teretz is Slav Davka in the Mishnah again, not a great teretz, but kasha. Yeah, the Mishnah is not meduyak according to you. Now we have a story. This woman came and gave Edus. The Ishtakur. They became Sheker Edus. Chachashu ze et ze b'derishus, based in kisha b'dukum. So the based in has to do b'dikas of the edim. When they were doing the b'dikas of the edim, they were kichesh ze et ze. So again, you have the chakirus. They all said they all killed at the same time and the same place. But the derishus, what color? What was he wearing at the time? He was wearing a jacket. What color was the jacket? It was brown. And the other edim say he was wearing a jumper and it was blue. So they're kichesh zedze, and therefore, so we say that it's they failed the betikus, and therefore they're edish shakranim. So this woman came, she brought edim, and they became sheker. I see sahadi v'ishtakur. So then she brought more edim, and they become sheker. As leisi sahadi achrini to lo ishtakur, and she brought a third set of edim, and they were not became sheker. Amarish Lakish, who's zaka zu? Who's chazaka zu? So there's a chazaka here. Now the Ritva says something a bit interesting. So here the Ritva, yes, the Kemishev Eshkud, Atisari Vishkud. Amar Rabbi Lazar, imhi chazaka kol Yisrael mi chazaka kasha li kaven. So Rabbi Lazar says to Reish Lakish, if she's chuzak, is all of Israel chuzaku. So kasha li kaven de modinin de chazaka hi alma taina sheker hi. So since she agrees, so Rabbi Lazar agrees, imhi chuzaka. So he agrees that has a chazakas for sheker. Almatime sheker he, therefore she is talking sheker. To unes v'kaven shetaina sheker ha'edim shema'edim kadavar sheker hem ma'edim. So since we know that she's talking us, so she says A owes me money, but we know that she's lying. Therefore the edim that say A owes her money, so then we don't believe them because they're lying. So zeh muchshol rishon. So that's all the way to see it, to understand the Gemara the first way. That's all the first way that the Ritva learns it. The Yishleimer da Haidamrim da Chuzaki he lo shechuzak letoin sheker, ele shechuzak lehavi ede sheker. So Ritva goes from that she's lying that A owes me money to that she's bringing Aiden that are talking sheker. V'ulai tanis emes, and maybe Taka she's telling the truth. Maybe A owes her money, but she found Aiden that are lying that about it. So maybe Taka A owes her money. But the first Aiden, they didn't see it. She's trying to bring Adim to her Tana because it's true. The first Adim didn't see it, and they gave sheker. The second one, they were sheker. The third one, Taka, they saw it, and therefore the Tana is emes. And therefore he says even that there chuzaka lahavi sheker kol Yisrael lo chuzaka la'ed sheker ulai afal pi shtei kotas rishon seidu sheker ki lo beinin ulai keshleshim Adim emes adavar. So Rabbi Zala imhi chuzaka kol Yisrael mi chuzaku. So you can't postle all Adim just because the first two Adim were sheker. So maybe the second, the third cut, they're telling the truth. So again, the way that the Ritva was seen the first time is that she's talking sheker. Therefore, for sure, we're not going to believe anybody. Once three, because he has to agree im he chuzaka, well, for sheker that she's got a chazakas of sheker. So therefore, we don't believe anyone. You agree to that. He says no. He says the chazaka that she's bringing Adim. So again, it's only her time. It could be true. And just the Adim she brought never saw it, and therefore they were can't found to be basil. So Zivnim Havu Yasif, so the Havu is Rabbi Azar and Rabbi Reish Lakish, are both Talmidim of Rabbi Yochanan. They're taken before Rabbi Yochanan and the Atta that Kimaisa Lekamayu. Reish Lakish said the same thing. Huzakuzu. This is a chazaka that she's bringing Eida Sheker. We're not going to believe the next cat. Amar le Rabbi Yochanan im chuzakuzu kol Yisrael mi chuzakuku. So Rabbi Yochanan obviously said this to Rabbi Elazar, and Rabbi Elazar never gave this Torah over in Rabbi Yochanan's name, and therefore Reish Lakish, he would listen to it more if he says in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, but the name of Rabbi Elazar, he's not really. He's like, no. Well, this is my svara, this is your svara. I'm right and you're wrong. Whereas if it's Rabbi Yochanan, there's more to be pilpulin. Chadar Chazil Rabbi Elazar bu bishus, so that Rabbi Reish Lakish showed a face to Rabbi Elazar that he wasn't happy with this. Amar le shamat mili mi Bar Nachma, and Bar Nachma is Rabbi Yochanan. Did you hear something from Bar Nachma? V'lo amartali mishmeya, and did you not say it to me in his name? Now, Lema Rish Lakish Damar ka Rabbi Yehuda. So we're saying here that Rish Lakish is going to be like Rabbi Yehuda. That we have like this estattit, that Rabbi Yehuda doesn't believe, multiple people saying the same things. Rabbi Yehuda doesn't believe it. The Rabbi Yochanan Damar ka Rabbanan. Rabbi Yochanan says like the Rabbanan, and it's like, well, we just believe everybody once you say it, and you're not possible to believe you. Amr lacha Rish Lakish, ana da amri lacha afilu le Rabbanan, ad kan lor ka amri Rabbanan hasam. Deleke de ka mahader, aval haka ika ha de ka mahadra. So here the lashon of mahadra here in the Rashi levakesh v'lesachor edi sheker. So mahadra they're looking to find people. So here in our case, this woman is bringing. She's mahader in order to try to get these edi sheker. But over there's nobody who's trying to get anyone. It's just anyone who comes. They say, oh yeah, you were with us at the party. So there's no reason. So here, basically, she has a chazaka that she's lying, that she's bringing Eid sheker. So she's a chazaka that the Eid she bring a sheker. So even though you didn't puzzle her with the drisha, you're still going to puzzle the third one because she has a chazaka that she brings Eid sheker. Whereas in our case in the Mishnah, I'm not like Rabbi Yehuda. Because Rabbi Yehuda is puzzling, even though there's nothing there to say that he's not. Maybe everyone they say is true, but here we have a proof of her lying or her bringing it a sheker. There's a proof of sheker in the case. But so the case in the Mishnah, there's no case of sheker. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Lacha Ani Rabbi Yehuda Atkan Lokama Rabbi Yehuda Hasan Tarmin Atu Kuli Alma Gavi Hani Havi Kaimi. So they say, what the whole world is with this guy. So again, why not? If you're if you're from me, you go to the Chasana, you go to, they sold out MSG for the Siyam Shas. What's MSG? 25,000 people. So why not? Yeah, everyone was at Siyam Shas, and you killed B, but you were with me, everyone was there. We're like, what's the problem? Why not? Didn't have a Siyam Shas at the time of Rabbi Yochanan. Avalhaka Hani Yadi Basudaha, but those guys who were not found to be drishas, but not found to be Eid sheker, they're good. But those were not, they didn't know the Edus. Now, this brings up a big problem, which the Ritva brings in the name of the Rif. So here the Ritva, so it goes back into the Gemara, Rish Lakish looked at Rabbi Huda, so her Rif, Shinach Shabakan Perish Pirush Ben Mesenu Sha'al. So now here's saying the Rif is changing his pshat. What he said in the Mishnah, we got a whole new pshat. Sha'al Katz Hazamas Amar Rabbi Yehuda Isis V'Sha'ale Neklu Rabbi Yehuda V'Rabbanan. So this is we have to plug in Rabbi Yochanan and the Rabbanan into what the Rish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan. We have to plug it into the Mishnah and see how it's comparable. Misham dekashale le Maran Zal de imkain ma'inin hakasa hi etzel ha'isha hazot shuzaka b'shtei kita edim nahavi edi sheker. So we have a big problem here. Where on earth does the Gemara see any comparison between our Mishnah and the case of Rish Lakish? This woman lied. This woman brought sheker into the Beis Din. Where do we see that in our Mishnah whatsoever? There's no sheker in the Mishnah. So therefore, you have to have a new pshat in the Mishnah. So the kat 2 that says imano where's the sheker? So now we have a whole new pshat in the Mishnah. The hashtas al kadaychel the Talmuda. Again, you see the Rif is like going through a process. This is how I learn. I'll learn like Rashi in the Mishnah, but now when I see the Gemara, I have to completely relearn how we're learning in the. And also, this is how we get out of the kasha, which we had above. We had a kasha, but it's on the Mataritzi. We only need a kasha to how we understood the Gemara originally. Elikas Rishon, only the first Rishon Bilvad. That's how we learned for it. Now, and also this is why it's a kasha, because we talk have a teretz, because we're going to completely change the whole way. We're learning the Gemara later on, and once you learn all that, the kasha falls off. So it's not a tiyufta, because it's not really a kasha. We're going to learn everything, and again, in the process. the Mishnah, that's how I learn about process. We have a whole new din. Let's look to Rabbi number 3. Yeah. Eino ele ala edim shabau laha'id ala nidon. Eino ele ala edim shabau laha'id ala nidon. Sharagas anefesh. So those edim says they could be. V'hayde katani bo acherim v'zumim lo shivdu ha'kasa rishoyna ha'mizamemes ila kasa cheres. Ki al kol ha'edim shabau laha'id al Ruven shaharag bo kal kas edim shehuzumim. So everybody who came to give edus, so 2 keeps on saying imano ha'isem. But where are we saying that there is the estatist? Amri Rabbana shekol hakasas hatam she'edu al Ruven nehargin. So we're going to kill everybody who said A killed B. Shekavar huzemes koleches mehem bekasa acheres. For Yehuda omer ki edus zu she'omdim al harika isistis v'kol ha'edim shemavin acher shemuzah rishona ein mekablem oton klal. So we don't even receive any more edim. So we start off again that the first cat says A killed B. The second cat says imano ha'isem. 3 says A killed B. 2 said, you can even have 4 say, but 2 also says imano ha'isem. 5 says A killed B. Right, so we're saying, we're now saying, we're flipping it here, and we're saying that 1, 3, 4, 5, they're all trying to kill A. By coming to Basin and saying that A killed B, we see that there's an estatית that they're trying to kill A. Not that the second cat is just coming to behuzam everybody, and that Taka A killed B, and that 2 is just trying to stop the edus getting through. We're saying that all these edim that are coming in after they resume, again, it doesn't matter who's giving them hazama, whether it's the second cat, so you either have 1 says A killed B, 2 says imano ha'isem. 3 says A killed B, 4 says imano ha'isem. 5 says A killed B, 6 says imano ha'isem. It can be the same case. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all says A killed B. The fact that all these come and say A killed B, then Rabbi Yehuda says, it's they're all trying to kill A. So therefore there, it works well that we only kill A mekablim or some klal. So we don't even mekabel cat 3, cat 4, cat 5. Because number 1 comes and says A kill B. We mekabel the raiders. 2 says imano ha'isem, we kill A. We kill the first cat, cat 1. Cat 3 comes and says A kill B. We don't listen to them. It's an estatít here. Well, everyone's trying to kill A now. There's like a case coming up here that everyone's trying to kill A. Therefore, we don't mekabel the edus of cat 3. Cat 4 comes and says A kill B. We don't mekabel them because there's an estatít here. Again, this is all in Rabbi Yehuda. So therefore, since we mekabeled edus of 1, we kill them. Because imano ha'isem of 2. We don't mekabel 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Therefore, we don't kill them. Therefore, it is that we kill cast 1 bilvad. Now, why is this such a better case? Because once 2 says imano ha'isem, memele there's a hachasha of the edus. Memele, when they say memele, they're saying A didn't kill B. When you come and say I saw A kill B on Monday, in the studio with the candlestick. When you say that and you say no, imano ha'isem on that day, then they say the sheker. So now it's exactly the same case as Reish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan. And what is Reish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan arguing about? They're arguing about the Eid Sheker. Do we believe that it's Sheker, or just whatever was Sheker, whatever wasn't Sheker? So according to the Rabbanan, just because we saw that the first cat was Sheker, we could so maybe A Taka killed B. The second cat, the third cat, we believe them until cat 4 says imano ha'isem. Or until the second cat says imano ha'isem. So the next cat come and said we believe them until imano ha'isem. Now that's just like Rabbi Yochanan. And Reish Lakish saying once a sheker, we don't believe sheker anymore. So that's just like Rabbi Yehuda. So therefore now we flipped it. It goes very nicely with the case of Reish Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan, and the Rif, and also we answer up the kasha because it's only cat 1 bilvad is killed and no other cat. So therefore we answer up the kasha Shalom Yisrael, and that's how the Rif understands the Mishnah, which is very different to Rashi. Now further on in the Ritva rejects the this pshat of the Rif. Could see why or whatever, but v'kei nirip in Perish Rashi the hashta namis faralanka Perish Mishnah Seinu. So again, there's a lot to like in the Rif. There answers lots of stuff, and we're changing the evolving of the pshat. But he said even Rashi says that just like the pshat we had in the Mishnah, we have the same pshat here. V'hachika medaminen la de Rabbi Yehuda Rabbana Makasa mizamis be'umdana below raya. Now here, this lashon of the Ritva, which is really a big chiddush in the whole of Adus and Beis Din, that we have what exactly is the Makot in the Rabbanan and Rabbi Yehuda is that the Rabbanan don't go with an umdana versus a raya, whereas Rabbi Yehuda goes with an umdana versus a raya. So you have the umdana is the case that since if we go with the idea that two wasn't with everybody at the same time, if we just say Pashut that they all couldn't be with two, there was no theme in Shas. So therefore, there's an umdana that two is making this up in Manohisim. Everyone who comes in Manohisim, it's an umdana that there's something fishy, something smelly going on here. Now, there's no raya. Maybe taka, they were with everyone in Manu. Maybe taka. But there's no raya. So Rabbi Yehuda says we go with an umdana. Since the umdana das, that two wasn't with everybody. So therefore, even though there's no raya, there's an umdana that there's a problem here. Whereas Rabbanan say, no, we go with a raya and we don't use an umdana. So now we have a big maklokas here. Is that can we use an umdana in Beis Din? And there's a case in the Rosh brings where the loiva says parati, the malva says lo parati, and then you ask the loiva, where did you pay, how did you pay, with what did you pay, and he says, I know if I come to Beis Din and I say parati, I win. And it's like, well, where did you win? He's just not answering anything. Parati, that's all he's saying. Parati. So so the Rosh said you can use an umdana. He's not. We don't believe him, even though there's no raya. And there's a whole sugya here as to whether you believe an umdana in the case of a raya. So again, Rish Lakish is using an umdana to this woman that the third cat is 8 sheker, even though we didn't get the drishas and the drishas we didn't catch them out, but there's an umdana that is taka 8 sheker.
An umdana, that's just like it's logical, it's reasoning. What's an umdana?
Yeah, an umdana is oimid das, is that you weigh it up.
Right. That's what I thought. So, yeah,
so you're weighing it up. Yeah. So a lot of the time, you see, in order to be a proper dayan is not somebody who knows halacha. They have tests to learn to become a dayan. That's not a dayan. The dayan needs to, again, you sit in front of the edim. The edim say what they say, and it's not just what they say; it's how they say it. And there's a whole shaila as to whether. So you have to be in Beis Din. It's a shaila whether you can give edus on Zoom. So, for example, is it easier to lie on Zoom than it is to lie in the Beis Din itself? And you can have, there's a lot of times you'll have. People have financial transactions between, let's say, Israel and England, and people are in England. They're not here to go to Beis Din, so they came in on Zoom. So what do you do? But I mean, pashtus, it's easier to lie on Zoom, but the dayan needs to know what he's looking at. Are you a liar or not? And that you can't get that from a book. And that's the oimid das of the dayan.
How do you even test that? So, like, how do they establish someone as a dayan if you need this skill? Which is
okay, so you can't. Okay, so what's Torah? What's the halacha?
There
you know you know it or you don't know it, and that's the thing. And that's why there's subpoenas for the for the Rabbanut dayanim or whatever that everyone's being paid or doing. So I don't know what's going on there. But it's like, just because they're technically that. And apparently the Rabbanut tests are very difficult. I'm sure these guys know tons of halachas or whatever, but they're being indicted on whatever. I don't know what the issues are, but the state of the dayan, it goes on. And so you have the oyim and the das. Now, again, I would trust the Chasam Sofer, and I would trust, the Rosh to be the Dayan in the Oimid Das? Do you really want Oimid Das? Once you lose that kind of power, I mean, like Rabbi Wein was saying that you have the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, whenever you die, you don't get replaced because it had a lot of power, and when those 120 people were all deserving of that power and that leadership. But if you keep it going over the time and you keep that power there, then you have people that are undeserving in those positions, and you don't. But so you don't want people with the power of the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah if they're not worthy of that. So over time, you'll just have people who aren't worthy with all that power, and it'll be disastrous. But the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, give them the power. So what exactly? But this is like, do you want the Beis Din to have the power of Umdana? I mean, it's a difficult power because some people it's worth it to have, and some people are going to abuse that power. So it's but here's the thing: the Makot in the Mishnah is talking whether you use Oimid Das in the din or not. The Rabbanan say there's no Oimid Das. A raya is a raya. We don't use Oimid Das. Rabbi Yehuda says no. Even without a raya, we have an Oimid Das here. So the continuation of the Ritzvah, he just kind of speaks to say the Ri Azal Bater Umdana. In the Umdana of Rabbi Yehuda, it appears the Shakra Ka'amri. It appears that Kat Shtayim is the liars. They want to listen to everybody. Kevan Shesamu Atzmam Lahazim Kol Habayim Ba'edus. Zulomer Lehem Imana Hayisim. So it appears in the Oman Das of the Dayan that this cat, the second cat, is Shakranim. And they are just Huzam everybody. And so Shakram Vidamia Laha Uvda the Asiya. So it's like the woman without any raya. Dan and Lislan Shum Raya Al Gulfishal Kash Shlishi. The third cat, we don't have any proof that they're liar. Zushem edim sheker elam oimdim daita the alma de chazin lahayisia the hadri trey zimni bater edi sheker. So therefore we see it from the das that they're going over sheker rabbanin de manisan lo az the baser omdina, and Rabbi Yochanan like the rabbanin sheha omdina halalu shavas hen v'tamud matarsa azal she'eina omdina v'chazak halalu shavas. They're not equal. So that was the Havamina said to say that they're equal, but they're not. The Reish Lakish over the Umdana to Asiya Chamira Tefei, because it's a more Chamir case in the woman. So like everybody should be having the Oimid Das here. It's easier to better Umdana by the woman. So Reish Lakish here is saying, the way that the Ritzvah is explaining it, that by the woman where she's already muksak with liars. So therefore when we have proof of a lie, there we go basa the Umdana that there's more lies. But in the Mishnah, Reish Lakish is going like the Mishnah, like the Rabban in the Mishnah, that since there's no proof of lying, so therefore the Umdana there isn't strong enough to be posel the edim afterwards. But in the case of the woman, since there's a proof of lying, then we're able to have it otherwise. Again, in the Rif is saying that basically we have a proof of lying in the Mishnah, because of the hazama. It's not chachosha, but the hazama is enough to create the lying, and therefore, once there's lying, then we can say it, and that's the only place in which Rebbe Yehuda will have it. Again, we have this crossover. The Ritzvah doesn't go like that. He's going in the Umdana. The Rif doesn't go with the Umdana Baklal. The Rif is just going that once I have lying, I have proof of lying, so now we're not going to continue with these lies. But if I don't have a proof of lying, then we believe everybody. But here in the Umdana, so therefore Reish Lakish saying that no, here we have a proof of lying. In the Mishnah we don't have a proof of lying, and therefore we'll go like the Rabbanan in the Mishnah where there's no proof of lying.